A contractor is plowing fiber optics into the ground in Covington County, South Dakota. This branch line will serve only 2 customers who, until now, have been unable to receive consistent broadband due to their distance from the nearest town. Half of the project's costs are being funded by Connect South Dakota, an initiative of the state of South Dakota to connect the 31,000 households and businesses that have been the hardest to connect to existing broadband systems. By bundling both state and federal dollars with capital and materials from local broadband providers, the gaps in South Dakota's broadband map are being filled. Across the state, rural residents have been able to take advantage of the improved broadband and make a business in an isolated rural area viable.
I work from home, I have a home office, and so I need service to always be going to, and it's been great.
Emily Mueller runs an accounting business from her home office, which wasn't practical before the residence was connected to fiber optics.
Yeah, there might be. You can look.
Along with her husband, Mark, the Muellers operate Big Stone Pumpkin Patch on a farm near Big Stone City, South Dakota. Access to broadband allows the family to complete customer payments using mobile devices in real time at remote locations across their property.
When we started our pumpkin patch in the fall, we've had no issues with losing our signal. When people are trying to pay, we need to be connected to services so we don't have to be offline. And just everything syncing together works a lot better.
Over $270 million is being spent in South Dakota to go the last mile to make connections with consumers. Just the cost of trenching fiber optic cable into highway right-of-ways can exceed $15,000 per mile in challenging conditions, and even higher in more rugged geography. The cost of serving rural areas makes projects like this a non-starter for some internet providers that serve South Dakota's larger cities and towns. The matching funds using state and federal dollars can make a system expansion economically plausible. For decades, the USDA has provided money to improve broadband service in rural America. However, these projects in South Dakota will be completed with COVID-19 relief funds. Applications from locally owned South Dakota internet providers, which are mostly telephone co-ops, are using the injection of capital to extend service past their FCC-defined service areas.
The cooperative mindset is about serving communities, and the cooperatives I represent saw the need, saw the opportunity, and they've delivered.
The national providers that serve the larger cities of South Dakota rarely deliver service past the city limits, as the return quickly becomes a drag on profitability.
And what it was attractive to us is areas that adjoin us. So if they're just right next door, we're interested in that area because there's efficiencies. We often had people coming to us wanting us to serve them, but it wasn't feasible with the cost of the fiber builds. So yeah, the Connect South Dakota program made a huge difference for these people. They wanted these people served, we wanted to serve them, and the customer needed us.
Interstate Telecommunications Cooperative of Clear Lake, South Dakota, completed a 12-year project to replace all of its copper service lines with fiber optics in 2020. The federal and state monies have allowed the co-op to extend service to underserved consumers outside their 17-county footprint, which includes 3 counties in Minnesota. For practical purposes, dependable broadband is no longer an entertainment frill. It has become a required utility.
It is a necessity. It's not a luxury. The opportunities, the payback to our citizens and our state is tremendous, just like rural electric, just like rural water was years ago.
David Hicks is the contractor who lives in Lake County, South Dakota, who also serves on the executive board of the Grant County Development Corporation. Businesses looking for new locations have little interest in sites without broadband.
It either has it or it doesn't. You can't really pitch one that doesn't have the internet service. I mean, if you don't have it, you better figure out how to get it, or they need to go somewhere else. And they don't even consider it anymore.
Valley Queen Cheese Plant in Millbank, South Dakota is increasing its capacity, which will require workers to move to the area for jobs and raise demand for milk in the area. Both prospective workers and future milking cows need the internet in their daily lives.
Because we got a lot of big dairies looking at South Dakota right now that want to get to this area. We have a cheese plant expanding, and they require all that same stuff, including good internet. I mean, a lot of that stuff is handled online anymore. Some of that stuff is linked. Cows are linked.
Mark Mueller believes the efficiency of his farming operation has improved with the broadband connection.
We've tried to implement technology on our farm, adding monitors. We've had a yield monitor for years, and now we're able to sync our iPads and other technology as we just pull up next to our house or our shop to download the information online.
Broadband providers are averaging 70% signups along the new broadband lines, but encouraging property owners to take advantage of the service can be challenging. Beyond the financial cost of expanding broadband service, a stable connection to the internet is now viewed by many as an expectation. The federal government has prioritized daily mail service to every address since the founding of the country, and the communications mandate has expanded into both voice and data connections.
I think back to the days of the telephone, when it was said everybody should be able to have the same service in the United States. So that's when support was started to be received. I don't see that any different. We're all United States citizens. We should all have the same opportunity to have good broadband support.
For Market to Market, I'm Peter Tubbs.